Hi guys, it's Sam, and you are now watching Down in the DMs with Sam, and I turn everything into a musical, so brace yourself. Alright, just gonna start rattling off some of these pre-approved questions, which makes me really excited for the ones that didn't get approved, but just DM me later and I'll answer those. Okay, do you still carry around the picture? And this one's from Chris Rodel. Okay, so for those of you who don't know this story, I took a picture of my boyfriend while he was naked lying down on a bed. It was a Polaroid, and then like a 90-year-old woman in my soul that I am, I kept it in my wallet. And it did get seen by a couple people accidentally, you know, like your credit card slides out, oh, naked boyfriend photo. So I have the photo, but I don't carry it around, but I'll show you this. It's on the Elvis Duran Show Instagram account. So if you could see it on Instagram, it's basically fair game, right? WW Susan 2017 asked what my favorite restaurant in Jersey City is. That's tough. I live in Jersey City and it just has great food, so I don't entirely know how to answer that. I love Raza and Rustique for pizza, but I go to Hamilton Inn and Hamilton Pork a lot because they're just close and the food's delicious. That's almost impossible to mention because I eat so much in so different places. Latham House Kitchen Step for brunch, so many. If you're coming by me, I'll give you some pieces of advice. Shay has 7. What is your favorite book? I can't read. No, I'm kidding. Probably The Prophet, because it's something that you don't have to read in its entirety. Like each chapter has a different life lesson to teach you, so you could just go chapter by chapter, whatever you need. Like this one's about love, this one's about child rearing, whatever. Or you could just keep reading it because it'll always have new messages for you. It's beautiful. Imaginative_glow said, name something you've always wanted to try but haven't got to do yet. I really want to go hang gliding, which is weird because I don't want to go skydiving, and statistically that's safer. So I understand that I should want to go skydiving more or instead of, but I don't. That's scarier. I want to go hang gliding or I might be in trouble. I'm not a very logical person, if you haven't noticed. Okay, Ash_Newcomb said, what is the most stressful part of your job? Probably the idea of trying to, or rather the want to satisfy everybody all the time, because that is impossible. Even in my segment Feel Goods, it's literally in the title. It's a segment that's supposed to make you feel good. And I've learned it's impossible to please everyone all the time, even with that segment. So that stresses me out. It sucks because I can't do anything about it, but that's extremely stressful for me. Amanda.call asks, how do you find energy to last through the day when you wake up so early? Girl, I crap out real hard, real early. I make sure to try and prioritize sleep, and if I have to be up late for something, I take a nap. Also, there's coffee and Red Bull, really lifesavers. Not the healthiest all the time, but you know, still. And also, just maybe love what you do. Like, I'm really lucky. I don't dread coming in here, or I'm sad when I'm here even when I am tired. So I think that kind of helps give me energy. I'm really lucky to have that. Hazen Allen asks, have you always known that you wanted to be a radio producer? No. I went to a specialty high school for musical theater because I just wanted to act. And then I wanted to be on Broadway. And then I realized I don't have the stones to be on the couch, not making a lot of money and living paycheck to paycheck like a lot of actors have to do. Like, I didn't even have that ability, so I quit before I even started. And then I knew I still wanted to entertain people, and I really liked the idea of informing people of things, so radio was kind of a perfect combo of, you know, the entertainment and the important talking to people and the two-way communication like this. I really, really loved. So that's, I decided I wanted to get into radio midway through college, and I was really lucky about that. Benz9037 asks, how long have you been doing yoga and how did you get started? I started doing yoga about like 6 years ago. I stopped every day. Like, I used to do it a lot. I kind of stopped a year and a half ago. I'll do it seldom now, but recently I got into rock climbing, which is kind of my new activity that I love, but the reason I got started was because I was supposed to have back surgery in high school because I had constant pain for about 3 years, and they just wanted to cut a nerve off so I wouldn't feel it, and I WebMD'd too much, and I got scared, so I canceled the surgery. And then in order to help my back, my friend, who I thought was a hippie at the time, begged me to take hot yoga with her, and I did just to shut her up. And after 3 classes in 1 week, the first time I didn't feel pain. So if you have back pain, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't try hot yoga. What has your favorite feel-goods been? That's from Sharon Alice Says. My favorite feel-goods? That's really hard. I remember one, maybe it was just the day, but I remember one that I couldn't not cry while reading, which is something I struggle with all the time. I'm such a crier, but one I couldn't hold back, and it was a 9-year-old who had a terminally, she was playing a time game. She was only 9 years old. She didn't have much longer to live, and her neighborhood found out she wanted to be a police officer, so they gave her an honorary, they gave her the pin, and they had a whole press thing for her, and she was an honorary police officer, and it made me so happy that she got to live out her dream, and so sad that that was the extent of it all at once, but I was really warmed by the community around her, so that maybe is maybe not my favorite, but the one that stands out most right now. Kristen Dot asks, as a fellow curly girl, how you doing? I need to know your routine and products. So, my products are Ouidad, O-U-I-D-A-D. They're not a sponsor. They won't call me back. But my routine, it's a few steps, and I'm gonna do a social tutorial soon because people ask me that a lot. That's gotta be the most commonly asked question, is what's in your hair, or how do I do my hair like that? So I will post a step-by-step soon, Kristen O'Dot. And Mus Marta asks, what was the most awkward first date you ever had? Most awkward first date. There were several. There are a lot of them. But one of my own doing was I got drunk at a lunch before I went on a first date with this guy. So I showed up kind of wasted, which he noticed. I left my cell phone in the car between where we first met and the bar we were going to. Went to make out with him in the bar, hit faces, lost my nose ring on the floor of this disgusting bar. So this guy was really questioning any decision he had made up until that point to be on a date with such a sloppy mess, with like a high blood alcohol level, losing everything that's possible. And then I invited him over that night, and then he woke up and we were both fully sober, and he did not know who he was next to because I was just a completely different person, because drunk Sam is very different from sober Sam. Do I regret it? No, it was so much fun. How you doing, Giuliano? I really enjoyed our date. But that was awkward, and it was 100% my fault. So that's it. It's down in the DMs with Sam. If I haven't answered your question because it was either A, super inappropriate, feel free to ask me personally, or B, super rude, feel free to DM me, come at me. I could use like a good fight. It helps me get out aggression. So I hope that was at all interesting to you guys. And follow along on our next episode. I don't know who it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be interesting.